there are several times when, you know, I know clear as a bell something freaky happened because, you know, I had a guy, you know, less than 20 feet away from me. He shot at me 3 times with an AK-47. That's a rifle, you know. Pistols got a barrel this long, and they're much less accurate than a rifle that you can sight down the barrel. And anyway, I was carrying the M60 machine gun and walking down a trail. We were on as a 4-man team. We were doing a recon, and we were looking for signs of the enemy. Well, it was real thick triple canopy jungle, and as we're going down the trail, off to our right, apparently a Viet Cong was hiding, and he was hiding behind a tree. And as I was going by, he fired at me. And of course, in training, they teach you to you go down, but at the same time you're turning, and then you return fire in that direction. You don't necessarily have to be so accurate as you want to just start putting out bullets, because that makes the enemy hide. But in the process of going down, before I got to turn, I got tangled in vines, and it hung me up where I didn't even get to the ground with my knees. I was hanging there on this M60. It's pointing in this direction, but the enemy was over here. And so I'm like this, and the vine won't let me go, and he fires a second time. Pow! You know? So then I grabbed the sling, and it was over my shoulder. I was going to pull it up just so I could get down, because I was a target, you know. I pulled it up, and just as my arms were like this, pow, he shot a 3rd time. Well, then my best buddy up the trail has a M79 grenade launcher, and he fires a grenade launcher and hits the tree, and it has a kill radius of 15 meters. And I was well within that 15-meter range, but it didn't go off because somebody in their wisdom decided to make it so that it has to go 15 meters before it will arm itself. Otherwise, you kill yourself. So anyway, it hit the tree and fell to the ground, a little golden egg that comes out of that thing. And I don't know, but I think the Viet Cong that was behind the tree, he saw the grenade hit the ground, and I think he thought it was going to go off. And so I watched him turn and run away. Took off, disappeared in the trees. Well then, after things were quiet, my squad leader was further up the trail. He comes back, and I remember him just being white as a sheet, scared to death, and he said, "Are you okay?" And I said, "Yeah, I'm okay." And he ignored that. He reached down and grabbed my shirt and yanked it up and started turning me around. And now I'm starting to chuckle because he was looking for bullet holes. He thought I was in shock and didn't know that I'd been hit. Well, then he paid me a compliment at that time. He says, "How do you miss a target this big, that close?" You know, and the truth is, you know, I qualified expert with all the small arms that the infantry had, and I could have hit a target this big from the hip with a pistol, but this guy had a rifle, you know, coming down at me, and fired 3 times, and he missed. And I had no natural explanation. In Point Man Ministries, we have a saying, "Saved to serve." And that pretty much sums it all up for me, is I was saved because God wanted me to serve Him more after Vietnam. And if I'd have been killed, that would have stopped that. Of course, you know, God can use other people, but I really believe He also wanted to show me that He was faithful and He could take care of me even in battle. You know, and it says that in the Bible, but you know, you read it and go, wow, it's kind of a neat old story that happened to King David, but you know, not in modern day. Well, you know what? I've seen it. I've lived some of those passages, and I really believe that we can trust God's Word, and we can trust God. And the biggest thing is using a real nasty word for a military guy, and that's surrender. There are times I think we need to surrender to God, and when we do, I think He'll blow our minds with things that He can show us, things that He can do with us, things that He can bless us with, just because we say, "Okay, Lord, here am I, send me. Show me what you want me to do."